Here I'm thinking of Main Street.
It's very much, it's very much. Which I think just resonating with them, because we don't want that.
But it's like my house
Being
on
on
the
the other
right
side.
house.
You know, one thing
I think
about
we're better.
it's by the first entrance to the trailer park. Coming down.
Don't wait too long to tell us.
Should make a right, and then you'll
And
see.
even the church,
That
which
thing's
is now
walking around that
suspended.
whole street it was on.
Yeah, I think she.
Just want to let everybody know, 15 more minutes for group work, and then we'll talk about natural
We
resources.
already mentioned, that's the Sears home. The
We should
red
put
house
that,
street,
Um,
of course, the resident homeowners
Yeah.
I don't know that.
When we're gonna go out there.
historic barns renovation.
So I think we should.
Barns that were built in 1920, and there's grant money available for that. As far as for individual housing, that is pretty much on a case-by-case basis, and I gotta tell you, you have the state historical.
This is what I thought. I
And
thought it was
then
simply
you
saying,
have towns and stuff that
we
have set up
have
their
concept
own
development
independent
on
historical.
our
You have
3
to
areas.
find that criteria.
We've expanded the definition we got by overview, memorials, and
More for us to determine
we expanded it.
overlay to be and what the criteria is.
Zoning board.
Because like Susan is saying, so much changes happen with our house, my office is
When we
1880.
bucket together.
It's got vinyl siding, you know, so I think we need to figure
Fold
out.
plan. Are you okay with a cover sheet? I mean, I always do cover sheets. Okay, then this is our definition of organization, then each of our subs will have, okay. I wanted to just make sure because, you know, it's.
Transportation, right?
It's heavily rated.
And affordability.
Well, that's, I would think that's a given.
I think it is. I think it's definitely.
You bought a house there,
And
and
you're
you
gonna want
wanted to change something on it,
and your
and
role,
which
which
they
depends
could,
Those
on.
three
of course,
things,
the
what
zoning board
kind
feels, I guess you could
I
change.
mean, if I were a stormwater engineer,
spaces add to that.
I think someone might
Historical
say,
code, everything from
It would be
your
like, how
facades
do you
down
count, I guess,
like I said, I
how
told
do you
you,
weigh
village
your
ordinance,
success
either Dunkin'
versus
Donuts or
a
Starbucks
village?
are gonna go in
So,
there.
yeah,
And
there's,
they literally had
there's
to
a huge.
recreate their branding to match Art Coulee's architecture. So that is something that you can put on our downtown, which still does have a lot of features.
Tone siding.
And get that
Yes,
quaintness.
I guess it's okay.
But you know
But I
what?
was,
I thought he said if you sold
I was
it,
gonna
I
say
think
something.
sold
about
it,
the argument.
but he said
I
if you
was
sold
gonna say
it,
that.
prior to selling it, if you already own it.
For the real estate professionals,
I thought he said the opposite. I
using
felt
good information
that's great.
to help the event.
A village
Wouldn't
could,
have been, I was forced to do that.
I know like when I lived in
That
Florida
information
25
comes
years
as
ago,
their
it was
corporations
overlap.
have three
And
So
different
where is
types.
the
as things
town
changed,
code?
especially with the business
Okay.
Dunkin' Donuts
signs,
has-
as a business, you had, you know, like Burger King was there,
Whether it's
and they didn't do anything to Burger
They would
King,
give
but
them a lot
once
of
the business changed, that's when they.
Yeah, so I
Right,
thought he
the
said
branded
that
portfolio.
people who own the houses now, they're
Change
about it.
cities.
But if they went to sell it to someone else.
So it's not gonna be like, we adopted, because when you adopted a historical town, or a historical overlay, where it's a historic, it's not gonna be automatic, it's gonna take years.
Values have any
Probably should talk to
position.
them.
And eventually it's gonna have, I think what they're doing is removing, I think
See
that was
everything having to
removing
change.
all the lines.
No, I don't think.
No,
I don't
that's
think-
impossible. You're
I
not-
thought he said only if
It
Then
was
you-
you sold it to someone, then they wouldn't be able to
to
change it.
adopt it, so whatever you.
It would have to be,
whatever the
it would
board
have
is
to stay.
deciding, this
Now,
one
if you're
form,
talking about.
Yeah.
the new
Board
ones,
was-
okay, I can
Spoke
see
about
that in a
this
global sense, the county or something.
The plan prior to COVID,
The village
I
has.
thought was.
So you can look into it.
I looked up in the file.
No, I didn't get it.
Oh, they're near the.
As far as
The zoning
affordability
code
and housing.
put out.
That's what I see.
The whatever we get.
I'm curious to see what they say.
You didn't get the
It's their
email?
turn.
No,
I'm
we
bringing
didn't.
up our turn.
Yeah.
This is
Real
us
estate
today.
out of Bosch, those two, and hopefully
And
send it to
she
you.
didn't give me
And Joe, if you want, out of Bosch, Hudson Valley Town of Progress will come in and give you a presentation on housing needs.
Don't do that,
Um,
because here's the thing.
Do they work with Orange County Planning?
Yeah, well, no, this is a private nonprofit
Uh-huh.
And
that
then,
covers not just
another
Orange
city
County, it covers the region.
They asked me to.
So talk to them and set them up.
No, I don't know when you would want them on in or
Come in on Saturday.
reach out to
Yeah,
Set it up, you know, go on one week.
I passed that test.
Yeah, I guess I'll reach out to
Yeah.
No one wants this to become.
So I said,
I'll double check it, and if not, I'll.
yeah, I
Oh, so
don't
you're just
know.
spreading rumors.
Oh, wait a minute, I'm
Just found something online that says, local district area, just local historic district.
Yeah, I guess.
About how our shores-
No, I just
what is
from
the
the.
Yeah, let me check.
My son, I think something, I lived in, and one still lives in Brooklyn, because our business is over in Brooklyn.
that used to be.
It's all up to us, but you can't do it national, I didn't think that you were allowed to do that.
I know, you got a lot, yes. I usually have a little spreadsheet with the addresses, all Brooklyn, I'll send it over to in case it's house to go down over
I
there.
would have you see the little shed in the back, she even had a shower under her porch, and every bedroom in that house had a sink in it. She was a widow, Mrs. Poncel's old house.
Different.
Across from Hudson's Farm.
That they
I found something, I don't know what we're talking about.
You know, with Bethany Church, you're facing Bethany to the right.
Oh my God.
The planning board.
Oh, the company,
No, he said that, yeah, he would expect
Yeah.
to follow with the comprehensive plan.
Start. I also think any language that we have, that we create for maybe like cluster housing or housing, it needs to be deed restrictions in it, when it's created, that percentage must remain for evergreen, which can be done.
Okay, perfect.
Um,
I mean, perfect.
I don't know.
There were green spaces in there, and when
I
you
saw
have
it
to
on
number
You're talking about the two books?
is that when there's a green space, they would be allowed to apply to the village
Yeah.
to have that added to their property. They can't build on it, but
That's
they
right.
would expand.
They're a great
the
city.
property. The guy reached out
Like every contract, when you read contracts, they're all based, you know, because there's always that interpretation. That's the way they do it, like the lawyers do.
Yeah, that was supposed to be a green space. The guy said that the first house.
Well, that's why you have a board that's supposed to interpret it the way the community wants it to be interpreted.
Petition the village to have now his property extended to that. So,
Well, and the village has been doing that. That's the
Yeah.
property behind Wayne Kirkpatrick, those houses there, that's the one we've been talking about. There was a green space there behind there, and
Nice.
for most of them, that's been added to their lot.
right.
Let me tell you what, it's very tough.
Okay.
And behind us.
Yeah, a year ago, we got, it used to be called sugar. We got that, because the guy had buried himself with the well, so we didn't take any down. We didn't take any down. And we knew there would be advantages coming up because, so we got that, and it's just open to us now. But
If land could be given to.
it's one of the other parts.
Somebody said, no, we used to give them some play.
Yes, sir.
Now,
They take, just really driving there anyway.
Yeah, I remember when Scott was in here with
he
me.
wanted to, he wanted the village to give his property.
You know, they
I
took,
said, well, it's
they
fair market value.
refused to
So
serve
we
this
gave,
person because he was a desperate, so they refused him.
and then he wanted
He
himself,
came
he was
out. He
selling.
looked
Yeah,
so.
he just wanted to
He
add
actually,
the.
They knew.
actually sold it to Bill Francis.
Says that on the buying side, I don't have to say.
He just wanted to say yes, they were mine. But I'm just saying,
And then we have several airplanes circulating around there, and they're turning.
I'm not saying give the green area where the client.
We know this is, but the guy just wants to.
You can.
And the customer,
But every piece of property is a
they don't come.
No, not saying it goes to village, here's the difference. If a PUD is put in, okay, the village is not the property owner. The property owner is the PUD, but if we're working on the zoning way, there has to be complete restrictions with one that is at least a percentage of that for evergreen. Take it off the village's responsibility and puts it on the
And I kind of feel like it's a piece of property.
Right, but the village was, right, so I'm just saying, you can put that on a bonus on the only part I'm working
Since I got there.
Good example of that is there's a property that was owned by Cradle Church,
Yeah.
that the church wanted to sell. Now they sold that property instead.
That is
So
so
when the church does stop it,
amazing.
for church purposes, it reverts back to the heirs.
It's a huge thing. I mean, first of all, you're never not working.
You know what's so
Because we run from either 11 a.m. or 1 p.m. to 4:30 a.m. And after 1, you have to serve food.
But they can't find.
Right, so then 4:30, you're locking them. But then you got to get the cleaners in, they hit the clubs, scrub clean, they have to clean the craft lines, you got to get the deliveries in, because you can't have deliveries after 7 a.m. on Brooklyn streets. So you got to get the time with then, you know, they got cameras, and you go into their house, and they're new districts.
Yeah, I get that.
And on their phones, it's just so good.
definitions for each.
So you'll see,
You're never not.
Again, we talk about transportation, especially.
Yeah, hello.
That's why if 50 cars over, then, you want them to.
Wait a minute, and you understand this, we just had, response, some question, what are you talking about? You can't have it on those days. It's another, you just raised it. And first meeting I went to, and that's all, what do you do? And I said, well, I have a business with the DEC, actually, compliance. And then during that whole time,
Perhaps that we can just do comments now.
the definition of that was. Are you kidding? It's a oh.
listen, that was my,
Yeah,
Do you feel that?
I brought that up at the ZBA, when they did all
That's
build
fabulous.
that building there.
No, not at all.
How is it professional?
And I got shot down by our engineer.
That's so dangerous.
Or cleaner, so maybe a combination.
I love it.
No, in the private school, in the past, DOT had turned it down.
That's correct.
Not presently, it was never resubmitted.
See,
That's what I was
I mean,
told.
come on.
I'm just saying, that came, I was here, I had that conversation.
Thank God.
You have a great pool of people here, the biggest that we've ever had. And you get involved in what's going on in the village, which is you're doing that now.
Well, the ZBA had the right
That's a great
to go
idea.
before county again.
Yeah, and move on. Well, I mean, I sold my house, I had a big historic home, it was always a house first. But it was a big, and it was a bloody fortune, because something, and I was on the Historic Preservation Commission, and it had to be restored, and you couldn't do, so my son's finally like, "Mom, you may love it, but you gotta get on it." It's fleeting and dry. It's okay, so I sold it, first day I put it up for sale. So then I came up here because I got it, at least in luxury high in Jersey for 30 years. I had to coordinate the end of the lease with a bicycle, so I bought this place. And then I'm looking for farther up Hudson Valley, like a weekend place, like a little, my son said to me, you just want an old house that you can pretend to drive from the house. You want to, I said, but wait a minute, we've been, the definition, they have a bunch of land, nice little cottage countries, and the weekends, holidays, whatever. I said, well, that would be sort of fun to do that. So, that's my goal. Well, I don't know.
Like we did years ago. What I mean, you could show you what was there. I'm not gonna waste people's time.
Oh, God bless you.
And so you're gonna see that plus more, and everybody's gonna.
Oh, my God.
Did you send it to, you sent it, right?
I looked at it, so I don't know if I sent it.
Okay.
You did, it was like 157 pages.
Well, yeah, Selena sent it over.
Oh, Selena,
Yeah, sure.
right, right,
And if you see corrections on that, that's just from,
Does anybody talk
I mean, whoever did it back then, but those things were never sent to anybody. And there's more on top of that from the previous code. I know, this couldn't get any more fun.
So you're taking out like all the like, say, yeah, things that are.
Repetitive,
There's different parts to it, right?
redundant.
So it's like
Survivalist. You gotta take everything.
district and
Used
some.
to live out in Tennessee, east of Nashville, and a couple of years ago, we decided to populate So we bought ground in northern northern Florida. It's very rural. I was in ranch. So he's like, he said,
At least, and coping with.
But you're focusing on just that.
I really don't want families or men in a vet style.
And you've got to take a step back. I know you're interested.
No. I'm like, this is as real as it
They
gets.
done it as the camera.
And then, because then add on, because everybody's got
their own fee stuff?
Yeah, you're exactly right, you're exactly right.
Even the financial aspect of Europe after
We've been ready before yesterday.
Okay, everybody, let's wrap it up with the groups. Get home. Or go to work. And I'll move this way and go to work.
That's So the next one is just that. I can't remember. So our group.
They go together, and you go together, but
Yeah, that's your.
She's taking a pile of crap.
And we're gonna get it. Then we're gonna put more crap, then we're gonna make it.
Okay, and I'm gonna push on getting the subsections.
You didn't have enough people.
You think you can?
Okay, everybody, it's 11:15. I don't know if you want to stay here all day, so I think we can move on. Yes? Yeah, okay. Before we go into discussion, I just want to let everybody know the next meetings, and I will email it, will be February 8th, February 15th with our planner. I misspoke earlier, it's not next week with the planner, it's the following, and February 22nd. So those are our committee meetings next. I will email them. If you didn't write it, no worries. I will also email you the next meetings with our planner are February 15th, March 15th, April 19th, and May 17th. So our meeting in February will be about natural resources. Our meeting with the planner in March will be about community character. Our meeting in April will be about land use, and in May will be about housing and community services. So moving forward, when we know the planner is coming, we'll take the 2 meetings prior and have each group kind of focus on that group so the whole committee can get on board with that topic. So when the planner is here, we can all speak confidently and together about that one topic. So February 15th will be about natural resources. So if you will give some bullet points on what you've done so far, you don't have to do like a full presentation, but just some bullet points. And then let this be an opportunity for the other community members or committee members to give some input, ask some questions so that they can continue their research, and then we'll do this all again at the next meeting so we can be prepared for John on the 15th. Cool?
No, you're all Wednesdays, right? Every time that
The,
can come?
the
it's on
planner is here
Wednesday?
on Wednesday, yes. That was set by the planner's schedule from the beginning. So if you cannot attend those meetings, of course, please make sure that your group or myself to distribute to the committee has your input and whatever else you feel you need to contribute. But that was made by the planner. Okay?
Thank you.
Oh, and one more thing. If each group could please send me, just again, a recap on what you did, some bullet points by the end of this weekend, because since we do meet weekly, I'd like to get you the minutes sooner, so that if you want to review it, especially if you can't attend, you have time to see it right before the meeting. So by the end of Sunday, if possible, please send me a brief on what you discussed today. Okay?
Selena, there's no Saturday or weekday meetings set up during the daytime? 'Cause
Um,
Wednesday nights I can't do.
That's
Okay,
with the
I think-
planner, right? That was with the
Yeah.
planner.
Those are the planner scheduled ones, and, I can ask if they have other availability during
Okay.
the day.
Because
Okay.
these were supposed to be standard.
Okay.
So, for next Saturday, our group won't be, none of us can be here next
The next
Saturday.
meeting is Wednesday, the 8th.
This Wednesday?
Yeah,
Oh,
not Saturday.
okay, that's different.
Okay.
All right. Never mind.
Okay.
It's on the website, right?
So when we first,
No, we just, sorry.
We just picked
The village it should be on their server.
to be notified of the dates.
And that's a 7 o'clock.
7 p.m.
Which they
Yeah.
don't want us to do.
Right, like, I mean, technically, we wanted to get together.
Want me to stand? Yes?
Sure, everyone can give their attention to stormwater resource, natural resources.
So when we first got the documents last week, it's explaining what the process was, we saw it as 3 major topics, which is natural resources, the use of open spaces, and stormwater management. Because we're a team of 3, we decided to kind of just divide and conquer. So we're each covering a different area. Joanne's focusing on natural resources. Jim is working on stormwater management, and I'm working on open spaces. For just ease of working together and compiling information, Joanna's brought a lot of documents forward from DOS, and there's a lot of resources on the internet. So we found that if we created a Google Drive, which is what we had suggested to other people, we created a Google Drive for our committee, and it's just a place to just dump all the documents and stuff. And we were recommending that you each do your own drive, so this way it's like, hey, I found this article on this, or I found this article on that. And then share it to Selena so that she can start compiling it all as one big, everything that comprehensive plan has pulled together. I'm working for open spaces on a database, creating just a list, a comprehensive list of every open space that's available, whether it be public, private, recreation, view sheds, every kind of possible open space within the village, its uses, and contact, one thing we decided to add was we were very big on there's trails, besides the rail trail that's coming, are there any natural trails that have already existed? There are some view sheds around town that kind of not been maintained. There's the parks, but then we're also suggesting to include in that list meeting spaces. So a lot of people know that the library has a meeting space or that Village Hall is available. This would be very beneficial to a lot of the civic groups, like the Girl Scouts or the Boy Scouts. If there's a troop and they're looking for a space, then maybe they don't automatically think that the library has a room. A lot of people don't know that the firehouse, Monell, has a room upstairs that they would gladly give to a civic group looking for the use of the space. So we're working on all of that.
Memorials.
Oh, and we also included memorials in the open spaces, because we have quite a number of memorials. So we're working on that. Natural resources is limited, and stormwater, our thinking is, the state has done a lot of work with their watershed projects, so we're kind of just picking a lot of that from there, because why reinvent the wheel if it's already been done, most of it, so.
Can I mention something?
Sure.
On the stormwater, something that may resonate with some of your other groups, the looking forward position on the EPA, Department of State, all those types of things, is the reduction of impervious substance, right? So that is a trickle forward that affects stormwater management, rewilding, absorption versus rainwater, roof, and that kind of stuff going into the stormwater system. As I said, it becomes an absorbent, like a carbon sink almost. So that's the lean forward. That's not part of operations, obviously. So that's something that we're going to also include as the dream portion. We're breaking our report into each of our sections and subsections, and it will have a real presentation report format. So anybody who looks at it will be able to trail and track. And on the beginning and the top of every section, we'll have our website references, etc., so that it invites participation and comment. And so that's something I want to just add.
So that's where we are right now.
What is it? You said something about a view shed, I'm not understanding what that is, I'm not understanding.
Okay, a simple way to say it is this. Let's put it this way. If you're standing on your roof and you look somewhere, you would have, as far as obstruction, before obstruction, you have a view shed. Okay? So you'll have like beauty spot turnoffs on highways. We've all seen them. They park in there. Why are they there? Because of the view shed. Okay?
I just didn't know what the definition of view shed.
Okay, so that's really important because sometimes you could have a concern for the loss of view shed. Okay? So a factory decides to put up something that's going to block above view shed plateau, right? Okay? So it's an interesting reality that we have.
Any other questions or comments for the group? You want to contribute any ideas? If not here, you can certainly email them to me and I'll forward them.
Yeah, we would like, you know, we don't need to recreate the wheel. If your particular group has something resonating that you think it resonates, we're gonna look forward to receiving it.
And I like the idea of the Google Drive, that's something that we did all the other.
Let me tell you, it's wonderful. You can just get in there.
Yeah, I know this group.
That's what I
working it out.
said, the documents really belong to the village, so the village should be making space on its server for us to place our
Well,
research
not
in there.
necessarily for this
No,
part,
this
once
is
we
different.
get into the,
This is
If we're
different.
Moving to
gonna
the
use a
next
Google Drive,
level.
I'd rather have one drive and then
Yeah, I
have different
don't-
folders in the drive, so we're not creating 4 drives.
Yeah, but to have a Google Drive, you have to have a Gmail.
Well, to
address
have
as-
access to the computer in the district, you're gonna have, you have to, the emails and the documents can be loaded, you can load anything to a Google Drive.
Can I just wait a minute, let me just weigh in on this. This is not end source construction. We're not talking end source. We're talking subcommittee production, effective review and amendment, okay? That will go into, it's gonna go out to all of you. So this what we're talking about is our dynamic, okay? We're not looking to, and we don't want, as you might not want, your work diminished or upside down as you're trying to meet progress points, right? Because we don't have a lot of time. We're also the first one up on this this planner man. We're the first ones up, you know?
The planner man.
It's a planner man.
The planner.
Right,
Hello, it's a planner man coming.
I know that they do have a time schedule, like a month by month by month, but I also feel like we shouldn't feel pressured. I mean,
It doesn't mean that
It's
your
not the
topic
end.
needs to be finished by that time.
Right.
In fact, when he comes here, he may give us different strategies, different ideas, different things to think about. He may tell you, don't focus so much on this, focus on this, or.
That's right.
So it doesn't, don't feel pressured by that deadline, that you have to have your thoughts completely finalized. That's not what this is. We hired him for his opinion and the opinion of his office, so that's really what we're hoping to get out of it.
will we present how would you like that done?
You want it on paper, you want it on a thumb drive that you're gonna pull up on the screen?
If you are that advanced that you have something, I'm sure we can absolutely share it on the screen. If you get it to me at least maybe 3 or 4 days prior to him coming, I can even send him a link to have him prepared a little bit,
Oh, okay.
but then you can present it to, I don't know how he's gonna wanna run the meeting exactly. He may start his own way, but I'm sure he'll wanna
Maybe
hear
we
from
can
the
find
committee.
out Wednesday?
I will find out ahead of time.
It could be a simple bulleted
Just like what
list.
we're doing now.
And
Yeah.
email it to her.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to compile a list from every group, just to keep the committee informed, so
Because
that,
we have so many different topics, I just felt like maybe assign a page. Okay, this is gonna be signage, this is what our thoughts are, these are ideas, maybe some.
Absolutely.
I mean, bullet points for sure.
I
So,
don't want to get fancy and, you do whatever you want, but
But you-
I'm sure you have a full-time job.
Me too. And kid that I have to go.
There you go, see?
okay, one last point, we have one group, land use. I think we're probably gonna end up making that a committee to work on together, because we did only have 2 members, and I think you're new to the village, right? So if everybody can think about land use, existing land use, our current zoning, transportation, whether it be car traffic, bicycle, pedestrian, and infrastructure, and work on that as a committee, that'll be the 4th group work, so.
We've touched on transportation already.
So if you have some specific topics and thoughts, and you wanna compile them and send it to me in an email with regard to that land use subgroup, as opposed, take it out of yours, just so that we can compile notes on that, and, because eventually we are gonna have to talk on that, we don't really have a full group on that, so we're gonna have to do that together, okay?
Will you put that in the, will you send that to us?
Then do what?
What you just said?
Sure, yeah, of course. Well, that's why I'd like to get the minutes out as soon as possible, so if everybody can send me bullets on what they did today by the end of Sunday, I can try to get them out by Monday, and then you can have at least a couple days before Wednesday to review it. Good? Any other questions? No? Meeting adjourned?
Everybody have a great day. Thank you.